What's going on, everybody? It's Mike from Delmarva Backyard. I have a pretty awesome dish for you today. I think you're gonna like it. It can be a dish that's gonna feed your family for a whole week, or it can be a dish to feed a whole lot of people. It's your choice, but it's gonna be absolutely delicious. So stay with me, because we're gonna cook up some bourbon bacon beans today, and it's gonna be great. So we've had our white beans in our water overnight, and they've been soaking for about 8 hours or so. They're starting to almost double in size. Now I want to go ahead and put some salt and some bourbon in and let that marinate in the beans for another couple of hours before we put them in the pan and mix them with our different flavors. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of each. We're going to use a 1/4 cup salt and a 1/4 cup bourbon. I'm going to stir that up, blend that together, and hopefully what that's going to do is help these beans start taking in those flavors a little bit, and let it sit for another couple hours. Okay, so for our beans, we're going to go ahead and put some bacon in with the beans, but we're going to smoke the bacon first. So we're going to do that on the Rectac. I'm going to go ahead and get some bacon smoked on the Rectac. I'm going to do it at 250 degrees. I got the extreme smoke function on the Rectac. And we don't want to cook it all the way. We don't want it to be crispy. We actually want to undercook it so it's not rendered completely. We just want to get a little smoke on it and get it started. Because what we're going to do is we're going to cut it up and put it in the beans and let it cook with the beans. We'll probably let that cook for about 15 minutes. Garlic cloves, sprinkle them with some olive oil. I'm going to roast them in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get the ingredients in the pans for the beans. I'm gonna do 2 pans. You can do it in one pan, one big pan, or you can do it in 2 different pans. So I'm gonna give you the total of the ingredients, and then I'm gonna break it into 2. We're gonna start with beef broth, and it's a total of 1.5 cups. So we're gonna do 3/4 cups in each pan. We're gonna do a tablespoon of Worcestershire in each pan. So it's a total of 2 tablespoons. We're gonna do about a 1/2 cup of mustard, or a 1/4 cup in each pan. Same thing with the barbecue sauce, about a 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup total. We're gonna go a 1/2 tablespoon in each pan of your favorite pepper sauce. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of tomato paste in the recipe, so that comes out to 2 tablespoons of tomato paste in each pan. We're going to do 1 can of tomato sauce. We're going to split that in half. Do a 1/2 cup of brown sugar in each pan, or a total of 1 cup in the recipe. Okay, so we're going to use a total of 3/4 cup molasses. We're going to split that in half. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in each pan, or a total of a 1/4 cup. And we're going to do a 1/4 cup of bourbon in each pan, or a total of a 1/2 cup. I'm going to use Jack Daniels. That's my favorite. You use your favorite bourbon. What I did with the beans is, after I let them sit for another 1.5 hours or so with the salt and the bourbon mixture, just that amount of liquid. I went ahead and put them in a pan on the stovetop and cooked them on a simmer for about an hour. And that just got them nice and tender, and they're ready to go in the pan. So we're gonna split them up equally into the pans. Now we have the bacon that we cooked on the Rectech. We're gonna split that up evenly, put that into the pans. And what I did with that is I just chopped it up. Freshly diced onions and green peppers. You could also do jalapeno peppers if you wanted to add a little bit of kick. And in here is the roasted garlic. And what I did is I just minced it up in a little food processor, and we're gonna put a little bit of that. All right, that's it. Now I'm gonna stir it up and see where we fall with a liquid level. See if we need to add any more broth. And it looks like we do. We want to add some more broth. We want to bring that liquid level up above the beans. Okay, so that's everything except salt and pepper. You can do this to your preference. Remember, we already added quite a bit of salt when we cooked the beans. So, keep that in mind when you're adding additional. Whatever pit you're cooking on, I'm gonna suggest 275 to 300. I'm gonna put them on my Rectech at 275, and they're probably gonna go for 3 to 4 hours. You're gonna wanna monitor them about every hour just to make sure the liquid level's not getting down too far, because what's gonna happen is this is gonna dry up and get thicker as the cook progresses, and you don't want them to dry up too much. What we're trying to do is get those beans to the perfect tenderness while all this kind of marinates and comes together. And there's our bourbon baked beans, guys. These things are absolutely amazing. I can't tell you how good the smell is coming off of these things. I mean, it is just phenomenal. The way these things smell, they got the whole kitchen smelling good. I just can't wait to take a bite of these things. This is gonna be one of those dishes that they're gonna be great right now, serving them hot right off the grill, but they are going to be even better tomorrow after they've sat and marinated and these things have just rested and come together, and then you reheat these things, they're gonna be even better. Some of those dishes are just like that. But what we did is they were 3.5, almost 4 hours cook time, and then I took them off the Rectech and I put these lids here, the plastic lids on, and then I let them sit in the oven for about 45 minutes and just let them come down in temperature a little bit. And now we're gonna go ahead and give them a shot. Here we go, guys, the bourbon baked beans. All those flavors come together, and you can't pick out just one that's great. I mean, it's got the sweetness of the brown sugar, the barbecue sauce is touching and going, the spiciness of that pepper sauce we put in there is it's not constant, but it hits and it comes and goes a little bit. The green pepper gives texture, the onion gives texture, and the beans are just perfectly cooked. And that's what you want with these, with these baked beans. You want those beans to be really, really tender and perfectly cooked, but not mushy. And of course the bacon. What do I always say? Bacon makes everything better. And in this case, I mean, it's just great. You gotta give this a shot. So when you're cooking with bourbon, don't worry, the alcohol content's gonna cook off, and all it's gonna leave is the bourbon flavor. And that's what you're after when you're cooking with it. So in this case, I just like that Jack Daniel's bourbon flavor, and there's just a little bit of it. The beans are worth the effort, and it's something a little bit different, something that you can put your signature on, your stamp on. You can change the ingredients up a little bit, make it your own. If you don't want the bourbon flavor, or if you want a different bourbon than the Jack Daniel's that I used, put your signature stamp on this recipe. But it's there for you to tweak, and there's a lot of ingredients for you to play with. That's what I did. I took the recipe from some other folks, and I kind of played with the ingredients myself, got it the way that I want it, and that's where it is. You know, it's just something you put your own twist on, and then, you know, you get it the way you want it, and next thing you know, you got a dish that you're serving, and that you know, you got your own recipe.
I really appreciate you sticking around to watch the whole video. Check out these other videos over here. You may very well be interested in those also. The inspiration behind the videos is your feedback. And the best way to give me your feedback is to hit the like button down below. Most importantly, hit the subscribe button down below. And you can also leave comments. I can't wait to see you next time.